Gigi, you look amazing. Thank you so much.
Taylor Swift is giving absolute multiverse energy, and the headlines are moving faster than a Chiefs 2-minute drill. First up, Taylor and Gigi Hadid lit up NYC with a girls' night that had everyone whispering wedding hints. And then came the shade storms, with insiders buzzing about a fresh Dave Portnoy reaction to Kayla Nicole's latest Taylor-adjacent move.
The Toni Braxton song are essentially clear shots at Taylor Swift and Travis, and she's talked about them a lot.
Next, questions exploded over why Taylor skipped Travis Kelce's game against the Bills. And yes, there may be trauma involved. After that, Jaime King popped back into the chat with a rare heartfelt shout-out for her longtime friend. Then, Mandy Moore joined the fun, joking she felt like Taylor Swift after cramming NFL knowledge for her new role. And finally, Meghan Markle is allegedly trying to snag a wedding invite from the Swift-Kelce camp. New York City doing its usual I'm the main character thing, and Taylor rolling up for a girls' night like she's clocking in for squad duty. She and Gigi Hadid hit Zero Bond, that members-only spot that basically screams, "You can't sit with us," and the vibe is effortless flex. Taylor's fiancé Travis Kelce isn't there, but let's be honest, he might as well be sending holograms, because that engagement ring is doing its own press tour. She kept her left hand in full HD view, practically blinding pedestrians with that summer proposal sparkle. Taylor showed up in a black blazer coat, pleated mini dress, and snake print boots that said fall fashion but make it rich. Gigi slid in looking peak downtown cool in leather trousers and a soft trench, giving "I live here and my rent is rude."
Hi Gigi, you look amazing. Thank you so much.
Meanwhile, Kayla Nicole has never been the type to sit quietly while the timeline debates her name. She hopped on Instagram with subtle but not really subtle reminders that she is her own lane entirely. Now we've got chatter flying around that Kayla Nicole might be cooking up some bold little plan to drag Taylor Swift again, and insiders swear the whole thing has Dave Portnoy rolling his eyes so hard they're basically doing Pilates. The backstory is simple. Kayla and Travis dated forever and a half before calling it quits in 2022, and ever since he leveled up into fiancé mode, the internet has been acting like they're watching a live-action soap. Kayla's Halloween costume? Fans clocked that immediately. She popped up dressed like peak-era Toni Braxton, sparkly bikini, chain cover-up, the whole I know what I'm doing aesthetic, and the timeline went absolutely feral, trying to connect dots like they were studying for a pop culture finals exam.
Okay, you guys, fun fact about my look. The last person to wear this dress, the one and only, drumroll please, Toni Braxton. Shut your mouth, bro.
Sources insisted the costume was her reply to a certain lyric in Taylor's new track, the same one fans think was a gentle but not that gentle message about an ex not exactly living up to the assignment. And into this walks Dave Portnoy, who apparently woke up and chose commentary because he didn't hold back. Insiders said he basically hinted Kayla's whole Halloween theme looked like another attempt to slide herself into Travis and Taylor's headlines, and he didn't buy the 4 years later and still talking about it vibe. According to those close to him, he felt like Kayla was hitting replay on the drama soundtrack while the rest of the world had moved to the next playlist.
The Toni Braxton song are essentially clear shots at Taylor Swift and Travis, and she's talked about them a lot and taken shots. If you're talking 4 years later about your ex-boyfriend, you already lost. Now, you can argue this is the only way people will talk about Kayla Nicole, which is true. The only time she's in the headlines is when she's trying to interject herself in Travis Kelce, Taylor drama.
Which brings us straight into Taylor Swift's latest buffalo-flavored plot twist, because apparently the Bills have been living rent-free in her stress levels for a hot minute. Everyone was wondering why Miss Newly Engaged skipped Travis's most recent game, and insiders are now whispering that it might trace back to her chaotic, slightly traumatic Bills Mafia initiation night back in January 2024. And honestly, the story sounds like the NFL equivalent of showing up to brunch, expecting mimosas and walking into a WWE cage match instead. Taylor had gone to Buffalo super early in her relationship era, expecting wholesome football fun, maybe a cute touchdown celebration, perhaps a soft launch moment. What she apparently got was Bills fans operating at full volume, full frostbite, full chaos. People close to the Kelce orbit spilled that the whole crew, including the most famous member of that suite, was shook. They reportedly walked in thinking, "Aw, cute rivalry game energy," and walked out looking like they'd just survived a reality show challenge titled Escape the Fanbase. Bills Mafia went full Bills Mafia, which is basically their entire brand. Loud, rowdy, slightly terrifying, and deeply committed to scaring the joy out of visiting fans. And yes, this was the same night Jason Kelce was out there living his absolute best feral uncle life, shirt off, beer in hand, climbing out of the suite like he was auditioning for Jackass NFL Edition. With all that going on around her, no wonder Taylor possibly decided, maybe I'll sit this Buffalo trip out.
Tay says she absolutely loved you, so well,
fast forward to this latest game, no Taylor sightings anywhere, and insiders hinted she has been pulling low-key ninja moves at recent games anyway, hiding in the back of VIP suites like she's doing covert ops for the Chiefs. But this time, nothing. Nada. 0 pixel evidence. And while everyone was busy CSI investigating Taylor's location, another plotline popped up like a surprise post-credit scene, this time starring a familiar face from the OG Swift Squad era, Jaime King. Out of nowhere, Jaime slides back into the narrative like, "Hey besties, remember me?" And honestly, the timing is giving, cameo with purpose. The actress, who's been keeping things low-key over the last few years, suddenly popped up in an interview sounding absolutely hyped about Taylor's engagement like she just won backstage passes for life. Insider said she basically declared she's over the moon thrilled for Taylor and Travis, the kind of energy where you can practically hear someone clapping aggressively with joy. And let's not forget, Jaime isn't just some casual acquaintance who once shared a latte with Taylor in 2014. This woman made Taylor the godmother of her son. That's not friendship. That's "I trust you to be there if my kid needs a Dragon Slayer level loyalty." She spent years talking about how Taylor has been the gold standard friend, generous, loving, authentic, basically the human equivalent of a warm, weighted blanket that also writes Grammy-winning songs. Jaime even reminisced about how choosing Taylor as godmother was the easiest decision ever, like ordering fries with a burger, automatic. She's apparently still grateful for how Taylor treated her and her kids, always showing up with kindness and big sister energy. And while a whole decade has passed since their girl squad peak, the affection is clearly still alive and kicking. What makes this even sweeter? Both women are hitting major life milestones at the same time. Taylor gearing up for her aisle walk moment, and Jaime recently saying yes to fiancé Austin Sosa after getting through a divorce in 2024. But Jaime didn't just talk romance, she threw in some self-love philosophy too, saying her engagement feels like a commitment to herself as much as anything else, which honestly sounds like the kind of quote people embroider onto throw pillows on Etsy. And speaking of quotes destined for decorative pillows, Mandy Moore just entered the chat with a storyline so unexpectedly Swift-coded, it practically showed up wearing friendship bracelets. So Mandy, queen of making us cry during This Is Us, is now prepping for a brand new Hulu football series, and she admitted she basically had to cram NFL knowledge like she was studying for finals she forgot she signed up for. The woman said she felt like Taylor Swift, which is hilarious because yes, apparently the official entry requirement for modern girldom is learn football against your will. She's playing the daughter of an NFL team owner, which insiders said has big future billionaire boss lady vibes, and seems loosely based on a certain real-life Cowboys exec. Basically, Mandy is stepping onto set giving, "I don't know the rules yet, but I will absolutely run the franchise by episode 6. She confessed she originally knew nothing, zero, about football, and suddenly she's deep diving into defensive lines like she's researching a true crime podcast. And honestly, it tracks because Taylor herself once admitted she had been blissfully unaware of all things NFL until she started cheering for Travis in the stands and realized football is kinda wild and kinda addictive. One minute she was like, "What's a scrimmage?" and the next she was analyzing plays like she was about to join fantasy football and win the whole league. And the next person unintentionally joining this rapidly expanding Swiftiverse syllabus is Meghan Markle, who, according to insiders, has been trying harder than a student begging for extra credit to score a Taylor Swift wedding invite. Apparently, Meghan has been making several attempts to get on Taylor and Travis's VIP "Thou May Attend" list, but the vibe right now is very much sent, delivered, seen, no reply. Insiders claim she's been trying to build a connection with Taylor, dropping hints, extending gestures, maybe even spiritually manifesting an invite at this point, but the plot twist? Prince Harry is reportedly zero help. Absolutely no strategic value in this mission. His contribution to Operation Befriend Taylor seems to be shrugging and hoping for the best. And it gets spicier. Insiders think Taylor might actually be closer to Prince William than to Harry. Wild, right? Swifties and royal watchers swear Taylor and William have been on surprisingly friendly terms ever since they shared a stage at a charity event back in 2013. We're talking hand-in-hand singing, public bonding, the whole we go way back energy. And during her Eras Tour stop in London, Taylor was backstage posing with William and his kids like she was their cool artsy aunt. So yeah, the royal side she gravitated toward, not the Sussex one. Meanwhile, Meghan's been trying her absolute best. She even used Taylor's song Opalite in a promo video for her lifestyle brand, which insiders described as her most direct notice me senpai move yet. But still silence from Camp Swift-Kelce. Then things got even more awkward when Harry went on Hasan Minhaj's podcast. Hasan brought up Taylor, and Harry responded like someone who just opened a tab he immediately regretted. He acted surprised, confused, and gave vibes that he is not inserting himself into pop star politics, not even a little. To make things tougher, sources say Meghan once invited Taylor to appear on her podcast, only to receive a polite decline through a rep. Since then, she's reportedly tried to get other A-listers on board too, but Hollywood seems to be on Do Not Disturb. So for now, Meghan's wedding invite journey is giving thank you for your interest. We will keep your application on file. That's all for this video, folks. We'll see you next time.